Hello everybody, how's it going?
Good,
Amazing.
thank
Hello.
you.
Do you like Rina,
Hi.
do you like our meeting room?
It was so hard to find that room.
Yeah. Okay, so what we want to discuss today is to coordinate our epics and user stories so it's all connected and makes sense. Okay, let's start with Epic 1. Dina, can you talk about it?
Yeah, sure. I pick one basically about research for recruiting process of potential companies. Basically, whole idea it's about make student experience practical and prepare them for workplace. Know as a practice interview is a simulation of actual job interview with a holographic software. It allows to students, for example, if they're from abroad, to meet and to face with Canadian standards and receive feedback about how they did and what kind of improvement they have to work on it. And as a facility, first user story cards, it's prepare a data of real interview procedure in the companies, and I need to research analysis of recruiting patterns of the companies to prepare a list. So I can prepare a list of potential questions that meet all project management criteria, and it's a must-have priority. And also, another user story card, as an admin, I need to collect all data of interview procedure, same just to have an idea about how interview procedure is going on, and to relocate all data the necessary or unnecessary. And also it's a must-have criteria.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's great. Okay, so epic number 2 is to actually develop a hologram classrooms about technologies and how to integrate this in classrooms. So firstly, what we have to do for this, first use card, is about to develop a software for a hologram. Every hardware, every hologram, anything we use need to have a software that is good and that doesn't require a lot of hardwares, which is expensive. So for this IT team need the data from research analysis of the recruiting patterns of the companies, so they can develop a software that can basically recruit the candidates based on the patterns of recruiting companies. That's, I think, a great idea. Well, and also with implementing a hologram on it, so we wouldn't need to use people for this. And this is I gave it to 60 story points because it's to develop a software requires a lot of time and a lot of effort. And bank for the bank is that the software will develop using machine learning based on the company's interviews. And the second story card is about actually to admin team to provide a classroom with hologram for mock interview. So admin team will need an equipment that creates a hologram in classroom, so we can install it on classroom. And it's absolutely a must-have requirement, because if we wouldn't have a classroom, so why do we need a hologram then? And as we estimated, the story points, we gave it 30, and absolutely agree with this. So, and bank for the bank for this is that hologram courses will be the most technological classroom in the world currently, and it will bring more students in GBC. That is very profitable for them as well. And epic number 3, who?
Rina, I guess.
Rina,
Yeah.
please.
Yes. So yeah, in Epic 3, it's all about implementing the holographic interviews, wherein So, like after completing the software development, like the hologram system in Epic 2, Epic 3 will be implemented by faculties, where he will implement and set up the hologram system for the students to like participate and take go through the interviews. So this is all about implementing and set up the hologram system with the interview questionnaires. The faculty will put set of responses with like module concepts to guide each students, and he will actually set up the interview environment to create the real-time interview sessions for students to practice and learn throughout the process. And the user story card one says that it's all about faculty to set up the system, and it's a must-have based on it. It's a must-have user story based on the Moscow priority model, and the story points which are based on considering all the requirements. The story points will be 10 days, for like it will take 10 days for faculties to set up the system for students, and the value points is large. The bang for the buck is like faculties can save time and utilize save the time and utilize those time for searching for the valuable insights for student learning, so they can come up with the new different techniques for students to learn. And yeah, the next story card is all about student to participate and attend the interviews throughout the hologram system, which is set up by the faculties, and they will get the appropriate feedbacks, like pinpointing the key areas where they need to improve further. And the priority based on the Moscow model is must have, because students must have to attend the interviews. And story points will be 1, because each students will take like they can get interviewed within 1 day. Like each students get interviewed within 1 day, one after another immediately. And the bang for the buck for this story is student will get chance to experience faster way of getting interview and getting instant feedback from the holographic interviewer. So yeah, this story is all about the holographic interview system for faculties and students.
Okay. Yeah, great.
Right.
Thank you.
So we'll go to the next topic, which is organizing the guest lectures. So the whole point of organizing guest lectures from the renowned project managers is that when the project manager comes in, he will give us the actualities of the real world. Basically, he'll give us the factual case studies where we have to brainstorm ideas to maybe open-ended questions, so that we'll be able to handle the complex situation. We are aware of what exactly is happening in the outside world. It will also reinforce the concept that the professor is actually teaching us. Other than that, networking is a huge benefit that we are gonna be getting, because when the professor comes in, maybe students can interact with him, take feedbacks, and that might help them be the potential employees for if he is leading a firm or he has good network. So the students can really get benefited from that. About the user stories. The first user story is to invite the project manager as a guest speaker. For that, the faculty needs to actually shortlist guest speakers from different companies, so that he can select and schedule them as per the timetable or course content of the students. And so the epic here is as leading project managers as a guest speaker to provide with the real world experiences. So the story point is 10 year, because the professor will take some time to shortlist or filter the guest speakers. The bang for the buck here is the students will be getting involved, getting industry insights. Also, they'll be getting exposure. So the next story card here would be from the guest basically. So the guest speaker has to come in, he has to plan according to whatever lecture is going on, he has to keep the presentation as relatable as possible, he has to give feedback, brownie points to the students for interacting, asking questions, he has to plan the case studies that he's already been doing to give it to the students so they can carry on with the assignments. So the bang for the buck here will be for the guest actually, because he will be an inspiration model for the student. Also he might get some potential employees for his future reference. And yeah, the story point here is one, because it will take a day for the guest speaker to come in, prepare for everything. So yeah.
Okay, and
Okay.
Cheryl.
So the last topic is about providing case studies and role-playing activities to the students. So here the idea is to provide better learning experience to students by giving them case studies and role-playing activities based on the guest lectures that we are going to do. Because when we provide case studies and role-playing activities on the basis of the guest lecture, it will provide real world experiences to the students, and they will be able to solve the complex issues that are based on the guest's real experiences. So the first user story card is about providing case studies and role-playing activities. So as a faculty, he will need to plan and conduct the case studies in the class, and for that the priority is should have, and the story points is just a day, so that he can provide the case studies and activities in the class. And the value points here I decided was medium, and the bang for the buck is that it will help develop the critical thinking and conducting intensive study and gaining new insights of the real world and the real world aspects. That is the bang for the buck for the first story card. And the second story card is about participating in case studies and in class role plays. So the student will need to participate in these activities and solve the cases and perform those activities so that they can gain better knowledge of the course. And again, the priority here is what I thought should have priority, and story points again is 1 day for it, and value points is also medium. And here the bang for the buck will be student engagement and developing team management skills, critical thinking of course, so that after solving the real world issues and developing skills for the challenges that the leading project managers are facing in the industry.
Okay, thank you. So I feel everything is connected. Every user story and every epic connected with each other. And anybody have doubts?
No, always good.
No,
Just-
not really.
Just we need
Okay,
to add something.
so for the file, yeah, Dina, you said we're missing something?
Yeah.
Yep, so I think we should add justification
Yeah.
for story points and add the table with the, so it would be clear like our story
Yeah.
points
Mhm.
and
The estimation.
yes,
Yeah.
yep. So who can do the
I can
table?
do the table. Yeah.
Okay,
And
Cheryl
I
will
can-
I'll do the table with plain poker estimation and the affinity one. And
Yep.
anyone could help me with the justification for that.
I will help with justification.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For
Okay.
both of it, or like both of those
Justification for story points.
story points?
Yeah, and for
Okay.
affinity, maybe you're gonna take
And
it.
Okay.
yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, so Dina, you make justification for using a pawn in poker for story points, and Rina will do the justification for affinity estimation.
Mhm.
Yes, great. I think it's good to have in our file. Also,
Conclusion.
Yeah, we'll need
also,
a conclusion too.
yeah, Twinkle, we need a conclusion. Can you do this?
Yeah, I'll do the conclusion for the part.
Mm-hmm.
Good catch.
And then you can get it all together.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can
Okay.
gather it and submit.
All right.
Okay.
So we are good to
All
go, I
right.
guess.
Good to go,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Sure.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Guys. Bye,
Thank you,
Nina.
everyone.
Bye,
Thank
Nina.
you.